3 out of their last 4. E.J. Anisicki and Graham Ike up for the tip. Ike wins it, and Wyoming has the ball first. Hunter Maldonado with Wyoming going left to right in the traveling brown uniform. Turnaround and off the glass, Hunter Maldonado, the first 2 of the night. Titans kick to the corner for Torrey San Antonio. Out for Dante Maddox. Draws 2 and gets it stolen by Jeremiah Oden. Oden pitched back for Drake Jeffries, who's chased off the 3-point line. 2-0 Wyoming. And the Titans a turnover on their first possession. The Titans will have to guard the post. Graham Ike can put up shots from all kinds of platforms and creative type moves. Maldonado bounce to the baseline for Oden. Partially tipped by Trey Maddox, but the garbage picked up and thrown back in by Graham Ike. Ike's a 19-point game scorer for Wyoming. He and Hunter Maldonado both scored 19 a game. So that's a little inside-outside combination for the Cowboys. The first foul is on Graham Ike. Titans will hope to put number 2 on him pretty quickly. E.J. Anisicki to Trey Maddox. Maddox a hesitation dribble, and a ball left up off the glass and swatted away, but it's goaltending. And the Titans get their first 2. It's 4-2 Wyoming. Trey Maddox for the Titans averaging 9 a game. And the Titans looking for a stop to have a chance to go tie at the other end or go ahead. Hunter Maldonado for Wyoming. Backs in San Antonio. San Antonio finally puts up his ground, but it's outside for Ducell. Xavier Ducell, a sophomore from Scottsdale, makes the first 3 of the night. 7-2 Wyoming. Two minutes gone by. Turnaround to the baseline for E.J. Anisicki. Had a great tight gym debut here against George Washington with a monster night. And he has the second 2 for the Titans. It's Maddox and Anisicki. Trey Maddox and Anisicki scoring. Titans have 2 Maddoxes on the floor. A lot of the times they've got to make sure to differentiate between the 2. Inside-out game for Maldonado to shoot a 3. Trey Maddox for the rebound. Takes it the other way, and Wyoming gets back with numbers. Dante Maddox across the paint, slips and falls. He'll be saved on the far side with 15 to shoot by E.J. Anisicki. And the Titans get it back with Trey Maddox. 7 on the shot clock for the Titans. Anisicki inside, working against his counterpart, Ike. That'll be a battle all night. E.J. Anisicki against Graham Ike. Live in Titan Gym, 7-6. Closest the Titans have been since the first possession that Wyoming had to start the game. They went up 2 on the first try. 8 on the clock for Wyoming. To Maldonado for 3. Chase to the corner by Trey Maddox, who saves it. Anisicki diving, trying to save it again, but out of bounds to Wyoming. And they gave a shot clock reset up to 20. Maldonado with a crossover move all the way and gets it rejected by the front of the rim on his dunk attempt. Milstead's pass across court deflected, but somehow the Titans get it back to Trey Maddox up top for 3. Anisicki fights amongst 2 Cowboys for the rebound. Enter the ball back in for Anisicki. Slips and falls across the paint, loses the ball himself out of bounds. Still outside the window for the media timeout. So Wyoming will continue, and the Titans will make a sub. Vincent Lee will come in for E.J. Anisicki. There's Lee. He'll be asked to guard Graham Ike. Ike 6'9", 250 pounds. E.J. Anisicki, the starter for the Titans, 6'7", 245. Vincent Lee now in at 6'8" and 230. Graham Ike between two Titans, not bothered, and it's 9-6. Bluff, both by about 40. Then even beat a Pac-12 school, Washington, 77-72 in overtime and on the road against Grand Canyon. Another tough road win. They had to go ahead late on a three-pointer from Drake Jeffries, 68-61. And then an NAIA opponent, Hastings College, 108-59, and tied an NCAA record with 28 three-point makes in one game. Maldonado on the basket there, 11-6, Wyoming. Milstead out of the two-man game to Dante Maddox. Back to Milstead with 13 to shoot. Sizing up Ducell. Now Dante Maddox trying to put moves on Drake Jeffries. Gets all the way to the cup, but misses the shot in close. Ike with the rebound. Wyoming will retrieve the rebound off the offensive board. Early scoring leaders, Maldonado and Ike both with 4. Anisicki for the Titans with 4. Ike going to draw a lot of double teams probably all season, and tonight probably no exception. Even draws 2 on the rebound, and Dante Maddox rips it away for the Titans. Ahead to San Antonio. To Lee. Lee sizing up his options, now goes further into the paint. A falling away righty jump hook over a man equal his size. And not really close on the shot for Vincent Lee, who doesn't really have trouble most of the time setting up his hook shot right-handed or left-handed. But that time did against Ike. 12 to shoot. Jeffries thought about the re-spot, instead dumped it in low. That's not a bad move. Ike, he's a lefty. And he makes a nice turning shot in the lane. Ike with 6 points, and he averages 19 on the season, as mentioned before the last time out. 7-point lead for Wyoming is their largest so far. Milstead and Lee still trying to work that two-man game. Nothing's developed off it yet. Titans swing it back to Milstead, who draws Jeffries over to San Antonio. Chased off the three-point line. San Antonio stripped in the paint by Ducell, but Lee recovered to Milstead for 3. Damari Milstead off a possession the Titans really should have lost. But a lucky bounce of the basketball found it into the hands of Vincent Lee. And the Titans' first 3 make tonight. Makes them 1 out of 2. Wyoming 1 out of 4 from downtown, 13-9. There's a crossover move by Maldonado in deep, but Trey Maddox recovers the block. It saved it to Ike. Ike and 1. A lucky bounce of the basketball for Wyoming. Off a nice recovery by Trey Maddox to block the shot of Maldonado, but then saved it right underneath the basket. That's typically a no-no. The Titans bring a couple of subs in and out. Introduce you to guys like Jalen Harris on the free throw lane, number 0 on the opposite side. E.J. Anisicki back in. And Latrell Wrightsell in for the first time. And if I recall, Wrightsell did not play in the game here against George Washington, so this is his Titan gym debut for the season. The Titans not able to secure the rebound off the missed free throw. Maldonado, and Wyoming has 20 on the shot clock. Hunter Thompson, the only Wyomingite on the roster for the Cowboys, and he sets the screen for Maldonado, who goes in and out on the 3. San Antonio rebounds to Trey Maddox. Here come the Titans down 6. Harris in the corner. Goes bouncing low, and Jeffries got a piece of it on a kickball. Give it out of bounds to the Titans with 22 on the shot clock. Surprised that play wasn't allowed to continue because it still found the hands of Anisicki inside. The Titans still have to bring it out. They forfeit the position that Anisiki had won inside. Anisiki, face-up jumper. No good. Maldonado rebounds. Wyoming ahead by 6, and they're shooting 50%, but the Titans are shooting 50%. The difference is offensive rebounds. Wyoming has rebounded 4 of their 7 misses. Maldonado working inside. And he has good footwork inside a couple of times. Wyoming now leads by 8, and that's their largest here in the first half of the first half. Wrightsell going to work. Over to San Antonio, open for 3. Shot it long, and Maldonado with the rebound. Maldonado 6 points, couple of boards. Shooting 3 out of 7, hasn't made a 3-point shot yet, but on 2-pointers, 3 out of 4. Maldonado whips a pass over to Ducell for a corner 3. 3-pointer by Xavier Ducell pushes the lead out to 11 in favor of the visiting Wyoming Cowboys. There's Harris across. And we saw DJ Taylor, the head coach of the Titans, in his 9th season. Now facing the zone Wyoming defense. 10 on the shot clock for the Titans. Harris drives the baseline. San Antonio whips it out. Wrightsell a long 3 to beat the clock and rattles it home. A soft rattle, and the Titans hit their second 3. And they really had to work for that. They got it all the way down to 3 on the 30-second clock. There's a long one from Drake Jeffries. He splashes down, and Wyoming answers back. Drake Jeffries, his first shot made of the night. And he can make a few from downtown. We're almost halfway through the first half. The Titans down 11 after the team strayed to the 3s. A high total for Wyoming in the first half. Of the first half, hitting baskets at a very high clip. That foul will be the 3rd of the half on Wyoming. Now shooting at 59%. Wyoming 10 out of 17, and from downtown, 3 out of 7. Titans are 5 for 10 from the field, 2 out of 4 from downtown. And Wyoming working it into the paint. They have 14 points in the paint, 14-4 advantage. As we're halfway through the first half, 23-12. Wyoming, lefty 3 from the wing by Jalen Harris. And the Titans work it inside out. Trim the deficit to 8. Ten on the clock for Wyoming. Ducell on the pop out to Thompson. Thompson took it halfway down the lane, stopped, now is in some trouble with the clock winding down. Shoots it off the side of the iron. Torrey San Antonio rebounding for the Titans, and Milstead trying to attack quickly in the clock. Over to Harris, another 3, this time no. Tapped out to Wrightsell, and the Titans get it back with 20 on the shot clock. San Antonio went for a handoff screen and got called illegal screen.
Fullerton fouls on 23-40 San Antonio. That's his second. It's 15 fouls on the Titans.
San Antonio has both Titan fouls here in the first half. So having to go to the bench now. Dante Maddox checking back in.
Dante Maddox Jr. is also in. He replaces Jalen Harris.
Let's look at the Titan subs. Titans trying to get aggressive with their defense and put some hesitation in the Wyoming offense. Ike going to work, and when you score on the block in an assortment of ways, chances are you're very, very patient. Graham Ike is totally a patient basketball player when he has the ball in his hands. Never rushed. He got the Titans up in the air and just waited till the space was clear. Anisiki switches his pivot foot, and is called for the travel. 8:35 in the first half. The deficit is 10 for the homestanding Titans. Here comes Wyoming. Ball's knocked out of bounds. And the Titans are still shooting at 50% for the game. Just haven't had as many shots as Wyoming. 7 fewer field goals. The offensive rebound numbers are not very one-sided. The turnovers are. Wyoming, no turnovers. So 19 shot attempts without a turnover is amazing for any length of basketball. And they've done it more than half of a 20-minute period. EK tries from outside. Now the Titans trying to cut in to a 10-point deficit as Milstead drives it out to Trey Maddox. Next dead ball will give us a timeout. Dante Maddox is in deep. Count it? No, not quite. But he'll go to the line for 2 after the timeout. 7:55 remaining to the first. Wyoming as a team, 2 on the Titans as a team. Four different players for Wyoming have their fouls. EK picked one up early, but he's played with one and hasn't fouled since. Ducell goes to EK. EK getting Anasicki up in the air, but then moved with a basketball on a travel. EK is up to 10 points already in the game. With the team shooting a high percentage, no one has more than 2 rebounds in the game. EK with 10 points, Maldonado 6 points, Ducell with 6 points, Jeffries with a 3 for Wyoming. Those are their scores. For the Titans, they've had 6 players tally a point, including Dante Maddox Jr. with a free throw. Anasicki leads the Titans with 4 points. There's Trey Maddox on a drive, using the baseline and scoring, getting all the way in. Titans have had some opportunities on drives. And there have been a couple of times when they made it all the way to the cup. Ducell coming around the top of the key, working left wing for a 3. Ducell, his third three-pointer in as many tries. He hasn't missed, and he has 9 points, second on the team. Inside of 20 on the shot clock for the Titans. Work it back out to Dante Maddox. He spins into the lane, works, tries to work the footwork, and makes a nice fadeaway jumper. Dante Maddox, even after giving up the dribble, able to put on the moves. Almost like a former Chicago Bull. Mr. 23. 6:05 to go in the first half. EK working all the way in. And without the 5-second backing in rule in college, like you would have in the NBA, he could work it all the way. And I was trying to figure out when he was finally gonna make his move off the back end. The Titans finally fouled him. Anasicki's first, Titans' third team foul. 20 on the shot clock for the Cowboys. Ducell coming around. Ducell works it in deep, kicking back out. Jeffries thought about it. Ducell will fire. No good. That's Ducell's first miss tonight. Trey Maddox will try a long 3, in and out. Here comes Hunter Maldonado, already with 4 assists in the game. He swings across the lane, gets a foul on the floor, no shot. So it'll be out of bounds to Wyoming. Titans get a little bit bigger with Fumake Doumbia, number 14, 6'7", out of Mali, and a transfer from Central Florida. 4th Titan foul. And it's again out of bounds for Wyoming. Jeffries coming around. Jeffries shoots it with Trey Maddox getting pretty close in his personal space. The rebound is for Odin, and it's another possession for the Cowboys. Out to Jeffries now with inside of 10 on the clock. He had a little bit of more time to maybe set up a better shot, but what's better than all net on a 3? 11-point lead for Wyoming. Drake Jeffries, that's his first make tonight. Mid-range for Anisicki. Maddox puts it on the floor. Anisicki again on the baseline, 9 to shoot for the Titans. Anisicki works across, good defense by EK. The ball fumbled out to Milstead, working in on Dussel, and got a tough break on the rim, rebounded by Drake Jeffries. So Wyoming controlling the first half, showing the all-business mentality of a 5-0 team. EK puts it on the floor, goes to the back end, swings into the middle. Lefty shot is no good. And the Titans rebound it with Doumbia. The handoff pitch to Maddox. And Trey drives it in for Anisicki to get a little bit of space. Off of the drive by Trey Maddox. Inside of 4 minutes. Next dead ball gives us a timeout. 31-22, Wyoming on top. Titans trying to make a run here into the first half. There's a spin move by Maldonado. A little hard off the glass, couldn't find the angle. Anisicki on the rebound for the Titans. Here comes Trey Maddox. Drawing 2 to Milstead for 3. Too long. Doumbia up in the air at the Thunderdome in Santa Barbara, UCSB. Trailing in the second half to UT Arlington, 53-43. 9 minutes left in that one. Vincent Lee with the foul, his first, and the 6 on the Titans are out of fouls now for the remainder of the half. EK has it inbounds against Lee, works it in, comes back to the baseline, tough shot over a guy the same size, same height, and EK makes it look pretty smooth out there. 11-point advantage restored for Wyoming. There's Dante Maddox on the drive. Tough attempt inside. Probably one he would have liked to have. Doumbia with a swat out of bounds. A couple of new Wyoming Cowboys into the game. Dane Dutt had that shot swatted out of bounds. He's from Melbourne in Australia. Brandon Wenzel, number 5, a Utah transfer from San Antonio. EK draws 2 on his turn to the baseline, and his 2 big guys. And Odin tries to get a shot off, and Doumbia gets his second block shot of the possession. Graham EK with 12 points, leading all scorers. Titan leader is Anisicki with 6. Inside, Wenzel off the inbound. Titan deficit is 13. Largest in the half. Dante Maddox ran into some contact and is called for the foul. It turns it around the other way. 7th foul, but no free throws on the offensive foul. Here comes Dane Dutt. Wenzel puts it on the floor, a little pull-up shot. Had it measured well, but didn't get a friendly bounce on the iron. The Titans get the rebound inside of 2 minutes to the half. There's a hesitation by Milstead. And Wyoming did a good job staying home on that far side with Doumbia. Odin was there to knock it out of bounds.
Jaden Harris and will throw right
The
side.
Titans still have plenty on the shot clock. Harrison Wrightseller back in. Milstead and Dante Maddox out. Titans keep the two bigs. And Dietrich Taylor probably figuring that if one guy is not really stopping Ike, got to get a second guy in there to maybe help out, deny him some of that space, make him think about it. Trey Maddox, a hanging pull-up, hanging running shot on the side of the lane. Trey Maddox. The Titans have created their fair share of workable shots. Haven't had a lot fall in on some of those. Ike single coverage against Vincent Lee, and Ike scores 14 points in the first half for Graham Ike. Remember, he averages 19. A minute 15 to the half. Trey Maddox, that's a pull-up two. Long. Ike a rebound. That's his third. Again, no one really rebounding at a high clip. 3 is the high number for the half. 2 for Wyoming, have that number. 1 for the Titans. Wyoming just under 50% here in the first half. Their percentage has gone down, but still 1 turnover and a half. Odin off glass. Odin a tough shot. 40 seconds and a half. Deficit is 15 for the Titans. The drive on the baseline by Harris. Lefty hanging shot is good over the big guy, Ike. Wyoming can hold for the final shot. Harris just picked up his second bucket, has a 3 and now a 2. 5 points for Jalen Harris. Third on the Titan team in the first half. Maddox and Anasicki both have 6. Down to 10. Dang Dutton. Dutton lefty dribble. 5 on the clock. Odin puts it on the floor. Into Lee. Turnaround on the baseline. No 26 in favor of Wyoming. Titans start with the basketball. The ball was not held tied up at any point in the first half. So Wyoming won the tip in the first half. Titans get it to start in the second half. Trey Maddox making his move, gets inside and shovels the pass in front of Anasicki. Missed chance there for the Titans on a blow-by by Trey Maddox against Maldonado. Here's Odin breaking the Titans' press, and it's Ike inside. 15-point lead. Trey Maddox can't answer back with a 3. Ducell rebounds. This 41-26 matches the largest lead in the first half for Wyoming. We're about a minute gone by in the second. Maldonado, a turning shot in the lane. Ike able to hold off Anasicki for the rebound. Maldonado behind the back pass for Ike. Gets rid of Anasicki. Draws Trey Maddox on a double team. Maddox called for the foul. So Ike does it against 2 Titans there.
His second personal, first team foul on the Titans. Graham Ike at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Graham Ike from Aurora. He's a spotlight player. 14 in the first half. Only thing not showing up on the stat sheet, free throws. He's 0 for 2 so far. He put up 26 at Washington last week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. And he makes his first make on a free throw, now 1 out of 3. For 15 points for Graham Ike. 16-point deficit for the Titans. San Antonio looking for action. Trying to give a handoff, and Wyoming got a hand in there. The game at Washington, Ike had season highs of 11 field goals made and 19 attempts. He's already at 8 out of 12 field goals tonight. Anisiki has it inside against EK and steps back for the mid-range two and knocks it down. First tight bucket of the second half. Maldonado, a hesitation and blow by against Trey Maddox. Got in deep, went back to the basket, then quickly pivoted around him. And it's back to 16. There's Milstead down the lane, another blow by for the Titans. Amari Milstead getting past Ducell with no help in the back. There's Trey Maddox trying to force the action, but it ends up in Jeffrey's hands. Into EK. And we have a stoppage. I think it was Trey Maddox and Maldonado that ended up on the floor. Tangled up after the loose ball that Maddox forced.
Ibrahim Rubia is in the game for the Titans. He replaces Trey Maddox Jr.
Trey Maddox checks out. And the Titans add the length. You see how hard that Anisiki is working to try to keep the ball out of EK's hands or keep him out of that deep position in the post. Ibrahim Fumaki Dumbia in for the Titans. Had a couple of block shots in the first half. The Titans after a takeaway. San Antonio trying to do it all himself. Under for a dunk attempt, and it was missed by Dumbia. Missed the dunk attempt. And then the ball was tied up, giving it back to Wyoming on the possession arrow. So nothing is off the deficit yet here in the second half, the early stages, as the Titans went to the break down 13. Now trailing by 14. Ducell coming around top of the screen, curling up top. A lot of separation. That was a pretty good pin down. And it balloons up to 17. Anisiki draws two. It's a soft double. Anisiki turns in the lane and he puts up a jumper and makes it. EJ Anisiki. Give Anisiki 10 points on the night, the first Titan to double figures. Maldonado in deep, draws contact, and he'll be going to the line. The foul is on Anisiki, will be his second if it's on him. First foul on either side in the second half.
Hunter Maldonado at the free throw line, shooting two.
So we've just hit 8 o'clock in the west. That's 9 in the Mountain Time Zone. A nice, cool Southern California November evening outside. They were telling me that at Wyoming football last Saturday, they had kind of a warm day up to 55 degrees. Finally, somebody has gone to the line to make a couple of foul shots. Hunter Maldonado making both. Out in the second half. Latrell Wrights out for the Titans. We're down to 11 on the 30-second clock. Wyoming able to cut off the Titans here. There's the lob inside from Wrights out to Dumbia. Ibrahim Fumake Dumbia for the Titans on the jam. Highlight play of the night for the Titans. And It's in Anisiki against Ike. Here's the hard double team. And Dumbia rips the ball away. Finally, a successful plan for the Titans executed. Trey Maddox all in deep. And Anisiki trying to clean it up. And he's fouled. Trey Maddox was looking for some contact himself. The Titans going to get their foul shooter, Anisiki, to the line. Hey, since we have a moment, women's basketball and men's basketball are here this Saturday, the 4th. The women host Grand Canyon. That's a 2 o'clock start, and the men hosting the University of the Pacific at 5. Brendan Wenzel is in, replacing Jeremiah Oden in the Wyoming lineup. EJ Anisiki makes both foul shots, and he'll check out. Give Vincent Lee a try. Full court press by the Titans, at least on the inbound, but nothing really forced in the backcourt. 5 minutes gone by in the second half. And an even half to this point. There's the over-the-top pass. The Titans successfully front. Ike Maldonado couldn't put it on him. Led him just a little bit too long. The Titans with back-to-back stops on Ike. Umake Dumbia on the 3 and missed it. Wyoming still shooting at 50% for the game. The Titans are at 52%. Ike, before the double comes, finds Wenzel. That rattles around and out. The Titans got the ball out of his hand there and forced somebody else to beat him, and Wenzel's shot was no good. Maybe something is developing there, because that's the story tonight. Graham Ike pretty much burning the Titans, and the Titans trying to figure out how they're going to stop or slow him down. Titans able to draw the 3rd Wyoming foul of the half. Now out to Vincent Lee. Trey Maddox coming around. Over to Fumake Dumbia. Lee inside, spins to the base. Draws a double. Out to Wrightsell. Wrightsell puts it on the deck. Pull up two. Good. Latrell Wrightsell. Good balance on the pull up. Gotta have that. Latrell Wrightsell for the Titans. Keeps the Titan shooting percentage at 50%. Wrightsell's first made bucket tonight. He has 3 points. Wenzel for 3. Had it lined up, but a little strong. San Antonio on the board for the Titans. 11-point difference. Titans a bucket can get it down inside of 10. Wrightsell, little push off on Ducell. This time the shot wasn't there, a little short. And Wyoming, I think they got to feel like they dodged one there. Their lead's still at 11. Because Wrightsell was able to create exactly what he wanted. There's a little forearm action from Maldonado. They're going to call the foul on the Titans, though. Looked like San Antonio would have had the spot there. And that the forearm from Maldonado would have created the contact. That was the 3rd on San Antonio, so he's out. Ike, tough shot. Hangs on the rim and comes off. Fumake Dumbia with the rebound for the Titans. Jalen Harris trying contact. Jeffries trying to stay with him. Did kind of right him late as he was putting up the shot going to his right. Drake Jeffries with his 2nd. Shooting foul puts the Titans on the line. Or the Titans are 3 out of 4 tonight. senior from Los Angeles. And he knows Wyoming. He went to Casper Community College. A difference of about 2 hours driving through the state from Casper to Laramie. The Titans have found their way into single digits, trailing by 9. We're starting to get into where there's some more fouls called. There were a few fouls called in the first half. There were 11 total fouls in the first half. We're already up to 8. 4 on each team here. Maldonado working in on Famuke Jumbia. Gets the shot up, but he didn't want to crawl across the lip of the rim. And the Titans have it. A bucket to cut it down further, inside of 9. Trey Maddox trying to split that double team. Ike is there. Harris lost it out to Trey Maddox. Right side with 13 to shoot into Lee. Mouse in the house. Lee, two-hand dunk. And got rid of Jake Jeffries. Got rid of Jake Jeffries with a strong move. And they're calling Drake Jeffries for the flop warning. I don't know if it was so much that and just being outweighed a little bit. Trey Maddox and the Titans starting to get back in it. A 7-point difference. 12 minutes to go. Now the next stoppage will get us a timeout. Ike inside. Ike off the hand of Maldonado. Taken away by Jalen Harris. 3-on-3 for the Titans. Threaded needle by went into the timeout. 5 fouls on Wyoming, just 1 to give the rest of the half. Vincent Lee, 13 on the clock. The handoff to Jalen Harris. Sizing up Jeffries, works into the paint. Left hands a pass over to Reitzel, going reverse layup, has it blocked by Wenzel from behind. Wenzel has it popped out of his hand, but Maldonado recovers for Wyoming. Maldonado did not use the high screen game. Now he comes and takes a handoff back from Ike. Maldonado crossing over on a bigger man. Anisiki goes reverse layup, got past Anisiki. And stops the 8-0 Titan run. Trey Maddox on the blow by him. Maldonado gets all the way in. Trey Maddox. Titans in a lot of situations have been able to get all the way in. That's been a positive for the Titans tonight. Maldonado creating a shot, a righty hook shot. Basically a standing still righty hook shot. Not a running hook shot like Magic, not a sky hook like Kareem. Anisiki turning shot, and it's all net for Anisiki. What might have been a tough shot made it look easy. Down to 7 again. And the Titans are matched up. Anisiki on Maldonado. Jeffries coming around. Misses on the 3. Trey Maddox boards it. We're at halfway through the second half. The deficit is 7 for the Titans. Harris for 3. Yes! Chasing all the way. Wyoming scored the first couple of buckets. We're up 4-0. And then 4-2 and 7-2. Titans have been able to slow down the post-up game of Graham Ike. This time they do it with a foul on Vincent Lee. Second foul for Lee. 5th Titan foul. Both teams at 5 team fouls. And as far as timeouts, the Titans have 2. Wyoming has 3 remaining. Maldonado brings it out in front to Ike. The handoff back to Maldonado. Over to Jeffries. Into Ike. Here comes the hard double by the Titans. So out of his hand it goes to Odin to Dussel for 3. They needed that one. And Lee rebounds tough against Odin. And Odin fouling him on the play. So Ducell took the three-point shot there. Wyoming's just going to have to shoot it out of those double teams or put it on the floor if they have the angle and drive it in. But those other guys will have to beat the Titans from here on out. The Titans are going to refuse to let EK beat them one-on-one. Hanasicki 4-3, and it was a little strong and a little flat. Maldonado comes back the other way. 9 minutes, crossover, and Hanasicki spin back, up and under move. What a move, Maldonado. Hunter Maldonado, not sure if he looks like it, but he's 6'7", 203 out of Colorado Springs. Jalen Harris creates his lefty shot in the lane to answer it back. 4-point difference once again. As these teams go back at each other. And this again, Maldonado and Hanasicki. Hanasicki has him. Here's a double by Reitzel. Pop the ball out, but right to Ducell. 10 on the clock for Wyoming. The shake move by Maldonado. Opposite side on the baseline, Odin. And Harris got there just a half a second too late to do something about it. Reitzel shovels it out, Hanasicki. Back this way for Reitzel, looking in. Maybe had Lee. Trey Maddox over to Reitzel. Pumps on the three and drives it, hangs, heads it blocked by Drake Jeffries without fouling. But that's a big stop for Wyoming. Having scored the previous couple of times down, now getting a stop. There's the three from Jeffries, the guy they want to have shooting. Drake Jeffries. 6'5" senior from Mattoon, Illinois. Harris 1-1. Very low amount of turnovers. 7 by the Titans, 4 by Wyoming. Maldonado against Fumeke Gumbia. And a little defense there by the Titans. Maldonado fumbled the ball out of bounds. The Titans have made their first push. Now they're going to need a second push to get all the way back in it. Largest deficit here tonight was 15 at 49-34. Maddox, no. A tap rebound from EK to Wenzel. Got to check some foul trouble. Xavier Ducell for Wyoming, their only player with 3. Wenzel with a 3. Brendan Wenzel, a sophomore from San Antonio. 10-point advantage for Wyoming. The Titans need to start scoring. Fumeke Dumbia way off on the 3. 3 players in double figures for Wyoming. 17 for EK, 16 for Maldonado, 12 from Ducell. For the Titans, Harris and Hanasicki have 14 apiece. Trey Maddox has 8. No foul trouble for the Titans except for San Antonio, who's been on the bench for at least 5 minutes with 3 fouls. Maldonado inside, gonna get called. Well, I was thinking maybe steps, but foul inside, I think off the ball. Last foul to give for the Titans. Wyoming doesn't realize it's out of bounds. It was off ball. It was not on the shot. And the Titans still the inbound. Wenzel. Titans dodge one. 8-point difference. Titans need a bucket. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter from whom. Maybe some free throws out of it. Hanasicki knocked to the floor. And we'll see about the free throws on the 8th Wyoming team foul.
Wyoming fouls on 24. Hunter Maldonado, his third 18 fouls on the Cowboys. EJ sticking at the line for the Titans. Shooting 2.
Split them. 16 for, make it 15 for EJ Anasicki. 5.5 to go in the second half. Maldonado, they give him an ISO. They've done that a few times. He just goes to the footwork. Titans looking for a travel. Oden inside. 10 to shoot for Wyoming. Oden fumbles it through a double team right. He got Milstead there to pick it up for the Titans. Milstead comes and advances the other way. 5 minutes to go, a 7-point ball game. Trey Maddox needs that one, but it's off. And Oden rebounds. Titans have had their champions in the tournament in 1943. Oden dunks it. An exclamation point for Wyoming. Still some time for the Titans, but got to score at this end. Now down by 9. And Anasicki, nowhere to go with that one. Swatted away by Ike. Maldonado does not force the issue. We'll get a timeout. Next dead ball. Maldonado still able to keep that pivot foot down and find Jeffries. Drake Jeffries with a couple of big threes here in the second half. And Wyoming has pushed it out back to 12. All the work the Titans had done to get it down to 4 and is back at 12. Harris for 3 and then lips out. Wyoming 9 out of 21 on the 3-ball. Maldonado, another one of those righty hooks. Low elevation righty hook. 14-point game. Wyoming 5 3-point makes in the first half and 4 in this half. They pushed it up from what was a 4-point game at 55-51. And they have a 15-5 run on the Titans going right now. That's a foul on Wyoming. It's free throw time for the Titans. Hunter Maldonado, the first player in the game to 4 fouls.
Damari Milstead at the free throw line. Shooting 1-1.
Milstead making the front end of the 1-and-1. And the second one splashes in too. So it's a 12-point difference. Titans trying to ramp up the full court pressure. Now back off it. In the second half, Wyoming is shooting 57%. 57%, 12 out of 21. Titans steal it. Could be a dunk. It's off the glass and a goaltend. Swatted away by Oden. The basket to Damari Milstead. 4 double-figure scores for Wyoming. 17 from Ike. The leader, though, is Maldonado with 18. 18 points and 9 assists for Hunter Maldonado in 32 minutes on the floor. And a dozen points each for Drake Jeffries and Xavier Ducell. Both those guys have totaled all their points from deep. 4 3-pointers for both those guys, totaling their 12 points. Maldonado again. This time the hook shot no good. And a wrestling match inside between Ike and Anasicki is gonna be a Wyoming foul. Titans are walking it down to the west end. knowing his free throw time.
His second 10 fouls on the Cowboys. The Titans are in the double bonus.
Titans, and here's the difference in the second half, especially here in this run. Wyoming 4 out of 9 from downtown in the second half. The Titans 1 out of 7 in this half. E.J. Anasicki for the Titans, enjoying the offensive numbers that he's usually putting up. Anasicki 18 points a game coming in, and he's at 16 right now with the free throw make. Next one gives him 17 points. One of a couple double-figure scores for the Titans. Jalen Harris is the other with 14. 2 minutes in the second half. 8-point difference. It's come down a little bit since it got back up to 12. And the Titans can get a stop. Maldonado went down almost awkwardly, but luckily not hurt. By 10. A drive in, lefty layup, missed at the cup by Milstead.
Fullerton fouls on 11 to Milstead. That's his first 18 fouls on the Titans.
Titans will give him the 1-and-1 here.
Xavier Bussell shooting 1-and-1.
There's the free throw miss. And Famuke Doumbia fought for it enough that it came off the hand of Odin. And the Titans have it. Trey Maddox in some trouble. Fires it out there, no one home. Maldonado races it down, and there he goes. And wrapped up for an intentional foul by Milstead. Did not get in front of the ball. Grabbed the man from behind. Even without a violent act, it's still an intentional foul. So that'll be 2 free throws in the ball for Wyoming. Hunter Maldonado in position to get to 20 points. That first free throw gives him 19. Second free throw, 20. Not sure what they're checking about over there. Maldonado's season high was 24 points against Washington a couple of weeks back, 11 days ago. He's at 20. Titans, as Dussel goes all the way and makes his first 2-pointer of the night. 16 points. Titans out 14. Dante Maddox inside. And Asicki. Wyoming still shooting at 52% for the game. So Dussel at the other end made his first 2-pointer of the night. 4 threes, a 2, and 2 free throws for 16 points. E.J. Anasicki adding on to his total. Hits his average right there with 18 points. And perfect on the second as well. Makes it a 12-point game. Full court pressure by the Titans with 59 seconds remaining. And Milstead called for the foul. So as long as Wyoming can make their free throws, and they've proven to do most things well tonight. Remember, the first half they put up 35 shots, making only 1 turnover. Dussel, no good on the free throw. Keeps the Titans hanging in there with 55.9 on the clock. Rounded up, that's 56 seconds. And he misses both. Titans corral the rebound. Remember the game last year against CSUF? The Titans had a huge deficit in the final minute, came back and actually had a chance at a free throw miss to try to tie the game. Milstead inside short on the runner. 32 seconds. Titans will foul one more time and send Maldonado to the foul line. Trey Maddox's fourth foul. Hunter Maldonado, his total now up to 21. Misses the free throw. They missed 3 out of their last 4. But 13 points, a little bit too much for the Titans in the last half minute, although Dante Maddox gets an N1. 24.7 on the clock. Not really a huge need a foul for Wyoming.
Dante Maddox at the line for 1.
No good. Dante Maddox with the foul.
Fullerton fouls on 21. Dante Maddox Jr. his second personal. Drake Jeffries shooting 2.
Drake Jeffries going to check his numbers. He's coming off 11 threes. That was a school record in the game against NAIA school Hastings College of Nebraska, their last time out. Jeffries now up to 13 points. He's made 4 tonight. That's not bad. That's not a bad night when you're going into a D1 opponent, Jim. Maybe the final shot for the Titans. 13-point deficit. Dante Maddox, no. Tapped away by Ike. Here's Jeffries, and he'll circle it back around and not take the easy bucket. Leave the deficit for the Titans at 13. The margin at 79-66 in favor of Wyoming for the second time.